Hey guys, welcome back to Surviving Chronically. So I want to give you guys a couple updates first, and then we will talk about what I want to talk about today, or what I'm hoping will help you guys, not being selfish like I want to talk about this. No. Anyways, updates. One, I have several Cannabis Super Women interviews on my blog that are really awesome. And I also have one here on the vlog from Kristen Williams from Hempsley, and then I have two on my blog, which is survivingchronically.wordpress.com. These women are awesome, and I hope you guys will take the time to check them out. I will put the links to them in the description of this video as well. Also, there's a video on how to infuse chocolate suckers with CBD isolate, which is pure CBD, no THC, just CBD. I will link that video as well. I also want to let you guys know that coming up, I have Surviving Together with a gentleman from Instagram, and I also have another Cannabis Super Women interview coming up with Damarijuanamomma from IG. I'm really excited about that. I have been following her for quite some time, and she's truly an inspiration to myself and many other women, many other people in the cannabis industry, as a matter of fact. Also, I am thinking about making some Irish potato candy for St. Patrick's Day, because I'm obviously Irish, and I thought it would be fun to try to infuse some Irish potato candy with my CBD. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comments, and I might do that. I've never made them, but they sound delicious. If you've had them, you have to tell me if they are delicious. Please tell me they are delicious, because they sound like it. So I think that's about it for the updates. Oh yeah, and I am going to the doctor later on to talk to her about the spinal cord stimulator, because I'm supposed to be getting that implanted on March 23rd. Well, the trial spinal cord stimulator is supposed to be implanted on March 23rd. So I'm going this week to meet with her, and then I gotta meet with the pain psychologist. I guess she has to have an approval over whether or not I am stable enough to do the surgery. I don't know. I've met her before, and she's really nice, so I'm not really all that nervous about that. I'm more nervous about them implanting the trial leads and having to carry the pack around, and if it doesn't work at all, what are we going to do? Are we back to square one? All these fears that if you have a chronic illness such as I do, you can understand. And if you don't, just imagine dealing with something that is very, very, very taxing over and over and over and over, and feeling like you might have found a way to fix said problem only to find out that you haven't. That is what it feels like. It is very gut-wrenching. It is very emotional. It is very hard. And I know that a lot of you can relate to me saying that. I just want this to be something that could at least help me for more than a year, or more than a year and a half, or more than a couple months, or more than just a little bit. I feel like that's all it's been over the last almost 13 years, like a little band-aids on the problems that don't really fix anything. It just holds it together until it all goes wonky again, and we're, like I said, back to square one. So if you guys have any tips about the spinal cord stimulator, if you've had one or you know anybody who had one, please let me know. I really would like to hear some success stories right now, but you know, if there's any horror stories, I guess I'll take them, because I'd rather be informed than not, because not being informed is why I'm where I'm at. So, and for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, please watch my video that explains my chronic illness story, because it is very long to try to explain in every video. It's a very long process to get to where I'm at right now. So today, now that I've given you guys some updates, I want to talk to you guys about the power of saying no as a person with a chronic illness. I'm not talking to anybody else out there. Like, of course, everybody needs to have a boundary and be able to say no, but today I'm talking to the people who struggle with chronic illness like I do. And I want you guys to know that I also struggle with saying no. Like, I truly, truly do. Like, I will try to be as available as I possibly can and push myself to the absolute limit, because I don't want to make anybody upset, or I don't want to disappoint anybody. And I have a feeling that that is the problem with most people saying no. Or you don't want to look weak, or you're not able to say no without a lot of flack from the people around you. So let's talk about that. You have a problem saying no because you don't want to feel guilty, which, like I just admitted, was my issue. If you have a chronic illness and your body is taking a beating on a regular, you have a right to step back and say, you know, I really don't want to do that. It's not, for whatever reason that you're not able to do it, whether you don't feel good, whether you know it will make you not feel good, or whether the situation is just something you don't want to have anything to do with because of your health, or whatever reason that you're saying no, I feel like you need to not feel guilty if you have a fair enough reason such as that. And I know that some of you are saying, but what about if I say no and then I seem weak and I seem like a failure, and all these feelings that we carry around so much as people with chronic illness? I get it, but where are we going to draw the line and start allowing ourselves to take care of ourselves? When are we going to start saying that it's okay to accept that you have a health issue and that may cause you some constraints? It might cause you some restrictions. Why should you have to feel guilty for something that you didn't do? Chronic illness creeps up in your life and just pops up out of nowhere in most cases. And probably, I would bet at least 75 to 80% of the cases that I talk to people who have chronic illnesses, they were completely fine, and then something happened, and now they are the way that they are, a lot like myself. And I know that some people are born with the conditions, and I know that there's a percentage of people that have done things that have caused it. I do know that. But in the major majority of the time, we have done nothing that has caused us to need to feel guilty when we have to say no. And I also want you guys to know that drawing a boundary and saying no, and what I'm trying to learn to and grow as a person, is healthy. Setting boundaries is healthy. Not pushing yourself to where you might end up in the hospital is healthy. Why do we have to see it as being weak or feeling guilty? It's taking care of yourself. It's taking care of you. And if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of the people that you love that are around you. And I'm really, really, really starting to try to learn that. The more I learn to grow, and the more I learn about why I do some of the things I do in my life, and why I feel guilty, because I'll ask myself, why do I feel guilty? These people around me know that I'm sick. They were there. They know. They especially the ones who live with me and are my family and are my close friends, they definitely know. They have seen the ins and outs of what it's like for me, but I still feel guilty saying no, especially to my kids. Oh my gosh. I hate saying no to them when it comes to my health. I hate saying, you know, I would love to do that, but I don't really feel like it, or however way that I would probably say it. I'd probably be like, nah, not today, I don't feel good. Something like that. I don't like that. That makes me feel like a shit mom. But at what point, if I did go and do what they wanted to do, let's say, for example, that it was, let's go for a hike, or let's go skating, or let's go bowling, or whatever thing that they want to do, and I'm having a bad day, but everybody else isn't, which is also hard. Everybody else around me, they can't feel what I feel, and they are living their lives, and they want to go do things. But anyways, I got off topic there. Say that the kids want to go do things like that, and I do push myself to go, and then I do get too bad, and then I'm in the hospital. Am I not being a bad mom at that point too? Because they need me. They need me at home. They need me here. So should I say no, or should I go? And I feel like that's a hard place that a lot of us with chronic illness struggle with. And I feel like the more that I'm learning, I want to share with you guys that we have to find balance. You have to not beat yourself up, because your body is already beating you up. So don't let your mind beat you up too. And I know I'm sitting here preaching, and I have a hard time following that myself, but I feel like we all need to hear it. Not just you, not just me. All of us who struggle with chronic illness need to hear that we need to give ourselves a little more wiggle room. We need to be able to say no. And we need to be able to know that we're not going to say no unless we absolutely can't do it. And the people around us need to trust us enough to know that we're not going to say, I can't do that unless I can't do that, you know? And then the last reason I said was because the family, friends, whoever's around you makes you feel guilty, or makes you feel as though they don't believe you, which I just did a video about that. Maybe I should link that as well, about how to handle family and friends who don't understand. I gave like 9 steps, I think it was, on how to handle family and friends who don't understand. Maybe go back and watch that video, and that'll help you in this instance as well. But also, I want to say that if you have taken the time to try to explain your illness to the people around you, if you have presented them with proof, or if they have watched you struggle, sometimes there isn't proof. Sometimes we're waiting on a diagnosis, and I get that. And sometimes, I think I saw the other day that the average person with a chronic condition takes 7 years to get a diagnosis. And sometimes it's longer than that. I know people who have waited 20 years for a diagnosis. I myself do not even have a definite diagnosis, and it's been almost 13 years. I just know that it's damage, and like I said, you can watch the video. It's damage to my stomach and my pancreas that is not fixable because of what happened before. But there's no diagnosis that I can go to a ER doctor and be like, this is what I have. And that makes it difficult, and that makes it difficult to make people believe you too, because they'll think you're faking because they don't understand what's happening. Why I gave the tips. You should go check them out. Anyways, if you have people around you who are making you feel guilty when you have to say no because of your health, and I'm talking about when you have to say no because of your health. I'm not talking about when you say no because you don't want to go, or because you don't want to be around those people, or because whatever reason you're saying no for. I'm talking about when you say no because you physically, mentally cannot handle the situation that has been brought to you and asked for you to do. You have to realize if there's people around you that are going to make you feel guilty, and I have to realize this myself, and I have been learning to try to draw some boundaries in my life when it comes to this type of thing. You have to draw those boundaries. You have to be like, if I am unable to do this, this is why XYZ. If you don't want to support that, then I'm going to have to draw a boundary between you and I. And I know that there's not a lot of situations where you can do that, because there's kids and husbands and family, and I get that. But family can be toxic too. Your children can be toxic too. Your mom can be toxic too. Your dad can be toxic too. Your best friend can be toxic. And if you have a chronic illness, you don't need toxicity. You need somebody who's going to support you and help you know that you're not alone. Even if they don't understand what's happening to you, in my opinion, I don't think they should be pushing you to do things that would harm you in any way, therefore why you're saying no, or would make you feel worse, therefore why you're saying no. So I just want you guys to remember that no is a powerful word. And I know that it is very hard to use. Like I said, I struggle with it myself. But if we don't start taking our power back as people with chronic illness, we are going to continue to get run over by the doctors and by the people around us. It's time to stand up, guys, and start saying, you know what? I don't think I can do that. And then not feeling guilty about it. That's the key. Not feeling guilty about it. If you guys have any tips on how to not feel guilty when you say no, if any of you have conquered this battle, how about letting us know in the comments? We would like to know, because I'm working on it, but I haven't quite got there, and I do feel like I can share what I have learned like I have. But if you have any more tips, I would love to hear them. And remember, please remember that you are not alone. Have a great day, guys.